All right, so you guys might be wondering about the Zeri here. The Vi, not too surprising for Sheo. The Nautilus, not too surprising for Labrov. You know, this would probably be Callista. We had to guess. This is Draven. Callista always banned against Hansama. There it is. And the TF against Broken Blade. So, if you guys are worried about this or interested in this. So, here's one thing that's very interesting about Ice as a player, right? So, basically, let me winnow this down a little bit. So, spring season, as you can see, he literally just played Zeri and Aphelios. He's turned into Crown Shot, guys. He's turned into Crown Shot. And in playoffs, he's played Zeri, Varus. He's 4-0 on Zeri, and he basically loses on everything else. Now, what's interesting is if you look at last split in winter, he was playing Varus, Ashe, Jhin, Callista only. So what he was doing was he was playing long-range engage 80 carries. So like with Jhin W or Ashe or a Varus ult, right? He did it again in playoffs. He played 4 games of Aphelios in playoffs, so they were starting to change their style a little bit. But what BDS does is they kind of lock into a style for the split, and they have enough depth in their champion pool to keep playing that style. But, you know, they haven't been very diverse in terms of their strategy. So if we see this, like maybe they take Varus now that the Zeri is banned, right? Or they might take Jinx. That would be another one in keeping with like their style at the very least. We're not doing T1 DK. No, I watched it last night. I got to watch these games. And also, like, let's be real. That series wasn't very interesting. Not to say that these two are. But in any case. So they're going to take the Rel first off here. So are we going to take Varus? Or are we going to move somewhere different in the meta? Yeah, we're going to take Varus. Okay. Varus and Volibear. So do we have a Rek'Sai counter prepare? It feels like this might just be easy Rek'Sai. They're going to play Jinx into it. One of Hansama's all-time great champions. Jinx, Lulu for extra safety. Ban Rek'Sai, please. Okay, they're not going to ban Rek'Sai. Maybe they have a Rek'Sai answer. Urgot and Grievous Wounds, Aatrox have been popular options. They're trying to save this until last pick. All right, we're just going to play Scion in the top side. Interesting. And Aurelion Soul. This is a pretty passive team composition, guys, for G2. Meanwhile, they're playing into Ashe Varus. BDS has all the prio in the early game, guys. All of it.
Just, you know, the foundations that the G2 house is going to be built on with the rest of the quad there. But Lulu works very well here, at least in the early stage.
A little bit weird, I think, that we're playing Aatrox into the Scion. All right, so let's discuss these drafts. I mean, basically, they have prio everywhere, plus a Volibear for tower dives. This should be double Hail of Blades in the bot side. They should get pushing advantage here. They should get pushing advantage here. Volibear should have opportunities to tower dive, although it is hard into Lulu. It's hard into Lulu. And Rel if Rel is covering. So I think a lot of this is going to be how well Yike can cover these lanes and prevent a lot of aggression and possible dives. Scaling here, obviously fucking crazy. We'll see if Ice actually goes Hail of Blade. He's going to have to go on hit Varus here simply because the tank line is too big. But, you know, they're going to have some issues potentially later. I hope. Does Nuke go Grasp? I think he goes Grasp here if he's smart.
Ice and Labrov and just try and...
BDS draft coach should be fired. I mean, if they can play well in the early game, this is a playable draft. I think BDS's coach is actually quite good. I mean, they've obviously overperformed with the players relative to their skill level on an individual level. They've been struggling a bit more. I mean, they shouldn't be here. Let's be honest. Like, Vitality should have kicked their ass.
BDS as well, after coming off their win of Vitality, we've been running through the lower brackets, seeing who can make the run themselves. Fnatic and Vitality will be coming up next as well, but first we find out who starts off.
Grasp only an Asian strat? Well,
in our top 3, G2 versus BDS is 18-3.
No, it's been an LEC as well. No, it's been an LCS, excuse me. It was an LCS. Because I remember that Azale was confused by it.
I think a lot of that comes down to the way way G2 play the mid game, it feels like they have been the kryptonite for BDS. BDS, this is where you need to step up. A different style with this double AD carry bot lane. Can they finally take down their demons in G2 as we get ourselves into game number 1?
They don't even upload Vital VODs for like weeks. Yeah. I mean, the LPL playoffs have been very slow. Earlier, Mato said Caps will get clapped by every mid at MSI. I mean, I understand where Yamato's coming from because, like, the mids that are going to be going are like fucking Chovy and Knight. You know what I mean? That's tough. What am I snacking on? Chicken. So there's a roasted chicken place, and they just send you boxes of oven roasted chicken, so it's a lot better for you than fried chicken. How come Dom co-stream, but you cannot? Does Riot not hate LFN, and he is on LFN weekly? I mean, Riot might let me co-stream, guys. But the thing about it is that I don't want to be in that relationship with them. And I wouldn't be able to really co-stream anyway, just due to time zones. Like, I can't co-stream LCK, which is the one I would probably most likely get because I'm a former Korea caster, right? Because it's in the evening and I'm spending time with my family. I also just don't want to compete with those guys in terms of co-streaming. I got my own shit going. I like this shit better. I get to be more methodical. I get to offer a different product. And I'm not going to wake up in the middle of the night or super early in the morning to... I can't stay up all night and stream LEC from Korea. And even Dom doesn't have LEC co-streaming.
These great team fights now using the power of Lebrov with Ghost available. Mickey going to spot this out. Lebrov getting a volley out as well, but BDS only assume their dominance. But will they?
Yeah, so you know, we're doing our own shit. We're streaming when no one else is streaming. We've got a good audience going. I routinely have 1,000 to 1,500 concurrent viewers across platforms. I'm doing fine, guys. I'm eating the roast chicken and kimbap, the Korean ghetto sushi. It's good. All right, so we actually did go Hail of Blades on his ear. This is going to be something I was going to mention too. If you don't want to go Grasp for the late game, I think you can actually just harass the Aurelion Soul. But we've seen Aurelion Soul win this matchup, like levels 1 through 3. With Comet, if you just like kind of poke him with Breath of Light. Hazy Grays, more Bezos bucks for the GOAT. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, guys. Appreciate your support. If you like this content, please support me. Got memberships open on YouTube too. Oh my god, we fail invade. So Mickey X is actually here at a minute 30. Thank you very much. A golden Kappa train just started in my channel. Holy moly, I've never had one of those before. Thank you, Keenex. Sounds like now's a good time. A limited time to earn an exclusive golden Kappa emote for 24 hours. Holy moly, been enjoying the streams lately. Thank you. Well, looks like a couple more subs will give the golden Kappa. Just saying. All right, so... might be able to collapse. Ice and Lebrov are here. They don't expect it, and Mickey has to flash away. Now Yike can... My time slot Edmund is right as EU wakes up and usually runs the little pro play, starts the day pretty good. Yeah, that's all right. It'll be better when I'm back in the States for MSI. All right, well, they actually just kind of all in here. Let's take a look at how this level 1 unfolds, because... Thank you, Funny Hobo Kid, for your Twitch Prime sub. One more sub. We get the golden Kappa. All right, so they get some deep wards in. And we see both bot lanes head up top. Dicey XD, thank you for your gift to your sub to a Danian. Yes, Elephant's editor. Thank you, guys.
means that there's very little likelihood that Xiao can really contest in towards this bottom side of the map to go for
That shit was ass. Yes, it was ass last night. T1 DK series. All right, so Sheo is seen right here. Do they not see him?
I wonder if they're going to counter invade. You have a lot of CC. Sion in a brush.
All right, they see him actually, and he sees Yike as well. And they're going to watch the invade, so the pings go down, but they're already rotated up to the top here, and they just meet like Halo Blades Ash. They have to flash immediately. They get slowed by Volibear E, though. Oh, God. Lebrov used his ghost, try and chase Mickey X here. Mickey X has bone plating. He's going to live. Yike is here. No, he doesn't actually get the Q. Oh my God, he Hex flashes to save Lulu. No, he doesn't. Yike literally was 1 second away from having Hex Flash, so he has to use his Q first, but it doesn't hit. And then he can Hex Flash. So it wasn't that he made a mistake, it's that Hex Flash was still on cooldown. Pretty sure G2 didn't see Sheo. Yeah, maybe not. That would explain a lot more. All right, so we are lane swapping. Jinx is in the top side. Lebrov has flash. Still? No, he'll use flash. Oh my God.
Trying to help out his jungler as Lebrov now dies as well. 4 kills and he able to give us more. I hope it shows what the series is going to be like.
Oh my God, Sheo actually griefs this. Oh, he's lucky he doesn't die. How are Dom and Cajal healthy with their sleep schedule? Who said they were healthy?
Now again out of range though, as G2 only find one back, but it's BDS in the early game with almost a 1k gold lead after that symbolic play. It's a fiesta and Mickey won.
All right, so at the end of that, though, let's take a look at this. So we get the wave pushed into the top side. Varus goes top, and then we get Jinx going down into the bot lane. So they actually lose a bunch of CS. And remember, you do not... Let's talk about this, guys. You do not want to be in the top lane in lane swaps, right? It's the disadvantageous position because they literally made top lane more tanky early in the game. Right? Hold on. I'll get the exact stats for you guys. So, fortification bonus for the first 5 minutes of the game. So in the first, they literally changed this so that we wouldn't have lane swaps. So fortification gives you 50% damage reduction from all sources in the first 5 minutes of the game. So it is basically the towers only take 50% damage. And so they basically have now mind game because Adam's in the bot side, and now we're gonna have the Jinx in the bot side as well after the push. And, you know, one of the things, so for example, when we saw this with FPX versus NIP, they had Udyr, who has great wave clear, right, to do the lane swap. So Udyr was able to 1v2 more effectively. Now you have Sion, who is very, very annoying in lane. And the reason they picked Sion was almost certainly because he's one of those classic lane swap champions. Because if this had gone differently, you can actually just invade here. And you can also, I would imagine, guys, that the strategy here is to invade, disrupt, push them off, right? Have Yike on this side of the map. You might even just send Sion to die. You might send Sion to solo their buff, right? This would have been a popular strategy in the old lane swap era, is you get Broken Blade in there. He goes ahead and takes away the buff. Maybe Yike goes to Raptors to clear this out. You have Jinx in the top side pushing up. Then you have Jinx recall, and then basically Sion catches the wave on the way back. So there definitely was a plan here. G2 has long been one of the better lane swap teams in the world. But BDS, like, I don't know how they got wind of this. It's very weird. Maybe they just saw the Sion top pick blind and they guessed that it was a lane swap because, like, it's kind of a tell. I'd love to know what the coach thought here because, remember, this is... You know, they didn't have a lot of time. This isn't the pre-recorded draft because it's a playoff best of 5. But maybe their coach said, like, hey, watch for the lane swap be careful for the level 1. So Lebrov is going to be down in this bot side right now. Volibear has gotten a little bit more farm, but you can see, I mean, the Scion's just very self-sufficient in this. Isn't Scion really slow and overrated now? Yeah, but he's really hard to dive, and you can also just suicide with him. He can proxy the wave and die, too. So the plates are going to fall earlier in the first 5 minutes, but that is almost over now. You know, 5 minutes with this early game, the fortification is just not going to matter. So we do see the recall goes. He's got refillable pot and ruby crystal and Doran's shield now, so he's going to have a lot of regen and a lot of just flat HP. So fortification is going to be gone by the time this matters. We are going to see the lane swap back into the top side. BDS is handling this very well for a team of players that really hasn't experienced the lane swap meta. And I think that must be part of the calculation that BDS is using, or that G2 is using here, is like most of G2's players played in the lane swap era, except for Yike. But, like, BDS's players did not. So they're going to be way less comfortable with this from a historic basis.
As you said, Adam just made the reset, and they're like, hang on a minute, let's keep doing the switcheroo. So the early game, even though it's still going in BDS's favor.
I never seen Seiken play Azir. Oh my god, he's terrible at Azir. He played Azir all the time before it was disabled. He was fucking terrible, dude. Seiken literally doesn't know how to, like, put sand soldiers in choke points. He's awful. He's like a 0 damage Azir player. It's crazy. 0 zone control, 0 damage. He's mega bad. And yet, Dom thinks Azir's his best champ. So it tells you all you need to know about Seiken.
Whereas you're just a Varus, BB should be able to relatively easily clear out this wave on the bottom side and deny some of that from ice.
Again, just the casual experience of this game. Solo laning as Broken Blade has to take the range. It's good damage coming out, but Broken Blade can absorb as Sheo is thinking about what.
So look at this.
The thing is, though, resetting, as you haven't really seen that come to fruition now.
So,
you know, we haven't seen Aatrox AD carry before.
Because the whole point of you picking Varus and Ashe is
they're just flipping back and forth on different sides of the map. So Broken Blade actually does TP into the top side, but then Varus recalls. They get the pressure down here in the bot. And then now, they switch top. By the time that this wave gets pushed out, the fortification is going to be gone at 5 minutes, and they'll be able to take plates evenly. So, you know, the actual anti-lane swap mechanic is not working as intended here. Or maybe Riot doesn't care about this, which is, you know, it's just very deliberate, just moving back and forth.
I love it. I mean, Broken Blade uses teleport before as he moves down.
But G2 has the tempo advantage because they're the ones pushing the wave in every time. You know, they're the ones pushing the wave in every time. You can see this wave is going to be pushed up and bouncing back. So they actually should get, you know, some seat level of CS advantages over time. Not looking good on the top side right now, but who cares if your Scion doesn't farm? You have the advantage on the Jinx, which I think is more important.
I don't care about Yike through Cavs because everything else is chaos at the moment. Junglers doing normal stuff is okay. But yeah, bot going top tag. As you said, Adam just made the reset, and they're like, hang on a minute, let's keep doing the switcheroo. So the early game, even though it's still going in BDS's favor, G2 is still.
Oh yeah, we got the golden kappas. I just kappa checked.
The thing is, though, G2, yes, you're kind of matching a lot of us.
The real anti-lane swap mechanic is making turrets do more damage early game. Later on in the series, you'll see the most absurd series of turret dives.
Sorry, G2 are the ones initiating a lot of these rotations, but they are picking up the timers that they want. So, Mickey and Hansa.
Yeah, we had the golden kappa hype train. You guys missed it. Some of us might have it.
He's only just coming back into the map, which means that the timer for you to try and move and trade for Dragon isn't really there, because you'll end up giving over a lot of time to G2 to start to put pressure onto the top tier one.
Watching the series after watching JDG versus Top was insane whiplash. Well, and confirm the different approach to content is well appreciated. Thank you, Slumcat.
Take the range. It's good damage coming out, but Broken Blade can absorb as Sheo is thinking about what he can do bot side. Remember as well, while we're talking about the chaos of these side lanes constantly switching up.
All right, so we do have the pressure in the top now. Fortification has fallen. G2 actually had a gold deficit because of the kills, mostly. Also, you know, there is a... Nuke is harassing with Hail of Blades, but a lot of it is due to Ice and Lebrov. having more money because they have kills and assists.
And being nuisance all over the map.
But the thing is, when you're playing a double AD carry bot lane, you are the ones that need to snowball.
But honestly, like, they're dodging a lot. You know, Hans Sama
It's actually Hans Sama
just dodging the double AD carry lane is pretty huge because he's not going to get harassed by the Hail of Blades. So, you know, leaving Varus and Ashe up seems kind of like a bait if you had this, like, Scion strat coming through with the lane swap. And I imagine for G2 that if their level 1 had gone well, this would be a very different game with G2, probably with like 1,000, 2,000 gold advantage right now.
Just waiting to see if Hansama and Mickey maybe read the read, you know? Because right now it's like we're playing four-dimensional chess, isn't it?
But they're going mid, so if you actually look...
Were you surprised by the result of the top JDG series? I haven't seen it yet, so it depends on if the games are close or not. Like, you can have a close series. You know, like, Hanwha Genji was pretty close, but the results didn't make you think it was close. BDS being down 2 Blades is a very bad early game. Yeah, it is. It certainly is. I agree with you there.
Then G2 again are going to play them. Adam going to get damage here, and Mickey actually does quite a lot here on the Lulu. Nice little polymorph to follow up as well. Adam looks for the turn, but won't find it. There's now Yike is up here just in case as well.
Jinx going to push back in now. You know, they haven't gotten any plates onto their bot lane. They're going to try and dive Scion, but that's just actually really annoying. Wave doesn't get cleared. That's unfortunate, but he can just farm some minions.
But as BDS commit to bot side, mid gets pushed in, going to be reacted to by Adam. But top again, Dagda. Top in the 2v2. Look at what Hansama's doing.
Yeah, he's got Jinx and minigun though, and now he has Noon Quiver.
You're a very intelligent man. We all know that, but to affirm your point,
G2 also got Grubs with Rel, so they actually are doing true damage to the turret as well.
on that gold discrepancy they had before.
The thing is, though,
And they're starting to proxy farm. This is very characteristic of OG lane swaps.
Because you're still getting 2 kills that are going to ice, that lead is still there for ice.
Did you already, or will you talk about the Jensen-inspired stuff? I'm sure we'll talk about it on SI tomorrow.
From BDS, specifically the double AD carry bot lane, but because G2 are basically running around the map and denying them, they're actually getting the map pressure that they want. And in that,
I think Fnatic is better than BDS. That's almost certainly true. I mean, BDS shouldn't even be here, right? They lost to Vitality, but somehow won.
I mean, the scaling's insane, right? Plus you have a dedicated tank, so...
They lost a best of 3 to Vitality 0-3, but it's weird because they're in the winner's bracket. I don't know how that worked.
Back top side by the waves. Wave gets pushed in. Caps playing extra cautious around Sheo, who's now level 6 as well, as Lebrov is making the movement too. Now that's because in 30 seconds the next bit of grubs will come up, as Mickey might be caught out here. Lebrov not level 6, but Skyspotter does only a bit of damage while Lebrov pokes Mickey from afar. Well, you can see the bottom side actually Broken Blade's getting time with the turret as well. Ice has moved up here, Dagda.
What is going on? So they've actually frozen the lane. They push it out. Recall.
these objectives off of
So they're catching it as they come back to lane. Berserker Greaves now done for Hansama. Lebrov gets a deep ward in. Sheo going to go on the invade. Sheo's level 6 now, but they actually just can't have a normal game with this Volibear. And the thing is, Volibear, like, Giga falls off, so he's going to be way worse than Rel in the late game.
You want to try and match the duo of G2, and now you're overextended as Hansama.
He's got cleanse available. We're just waiting to see what it's going to be used for. Pokes out first. He gets shielded up, and Skysplitter again. Good damage here, up to half HP.
But watch the reset. BB's already gone back, so he's going to start to move up towards topside. Has the ultimate available as well, so if you try and go for the dive as BDS, suddenly you got a Scion that's ulting into that topside as well. So
yep, now we're resetting again. Scion is coming top lane. Not going to use TP. So he's going to avoid this matchup at all costs. The all-in is very deadly post 6 for Ice and Lebrov, obviously, because you can arrow straight into Chain of Corruption.
And this mid lane, slowly but surely, Nuke is getting an advantage. And thanks to picture-in-picture, we can see Adam also getting access to those turret plates.
How much can he get? Because he might have teleport, might have to use it depending on what happens here. BDS were hovering around Grubs, but no longer. Ice and Lebrov looks like they just want to poke out as it's seceded to G2. And that means we're going to get 5 here for G2 while it's going down, and again, more plates are taken. So it's like, again, a handful. What are we trading off?
That's the thing. I actually like this trade from BDS. They're like, we don't see Scion. through trying to fight. This could easily turn into something that we don't want it to. So
Yeah, it's good backing off. They got plates onto the Aatrox. That's a good play by BDS. They're playing this pretty well.
Look at the middle of your screen. You're seeing every single lane is a gold lead for BDS right now, and that's going to be massive, especially as you see Dragon start to come through. Adam, move back topside.
The lane swap just made the 2 ADC lane less value, yes. And had there not been a fucking tragedy at level 1, this would probably be extremely good for G2, but they're having to claw their way back into this game. You know, at the end, though, Adam now ahead, at least for the time being. It's like they're not going to actually... Oh, they get the turret. Okay, that's huge. That's huge. That'll cut the gold lead significantly. The number of plates going over, it's really just like this Jinx is not harassed in lane. And so the scaling is going to be significantly better for G2. You know, if you're BDS right now, I really think you have to start looking for picks, right? And playing around Drake. So if I'm BDS, I'm thinking to myself, okay, Adam's in the top side. We have TP. We have a Drake. We should start to stack Drakes right now. Let's push in. Let's get some vision around Drake. And let's use Ash Arrow to make a pick play, right? Okay, and maybe that's what they're going to do. Sheo's already here setting up for vision. They don't clear out Pixel. They do get Crab.
With things like Virus, Aatrox, and especially the Volley Bear, as Dragon will be spawning right about now.
But this is why you're seeing as this push
Give me a good Dragon, too.
That's when the Dragon is going to be
Because Chemtech and Ocean were the first two, so it's guaranteed to be a good Drake.
long way around because he just doesn't quite know where the opposition is. But here's the TP into bot to try and disrupt the play.
Okay, horrible. Oh, ice. Ice, ice, baby. You gotta time that chain of corruption.
Caps coming through. The charge follows through. They go for LeBron first, so the Magnum Storm used, and Mickey somehow picks up the kill, but nevertheless G2 fight fire with fire, as Adam is again plate hunting in the top lane. Charge
What the fuck?
He just doesn't quite know where the opposition is, but this push comes in on the bottom.
Aatrox just, Adam doesn't feel like coming, guys. I think Adam is playing away from their win condition.
Because he just doesn't quite know where the opposition is, but here's the TP into bot to try.
Dude. You gotta hit it. You gotta hit it.
Caps coming through. The charge follows through. They go for LeBron first, so the Magnum Storm used, and Mickey somehow picks up the kill, but nevertheless G2 fight through. They go for LeBron first.
Because LeBron has flash, so if the Scion isn't here, they're able just to walk straight back. I mean, he gets 100 to 0, but what is Adam doing, man? I think you need Adam to TP here. What is he doing? Adam?
They're able to slow down the aggressive plays from BDS. Yes, you'll get terror traded, but G2 are denying the Dragon stacking, and all they want.
Oh god, you know it's gonna be a good soul too. Adam, are you gonna TP? Are you just gonna let him do this to you? Oh, it's okay. Adam and Nook are here now.
But he's separated without a support by himself. He'll give a reset over to Adam. On the other side of the fight, Ice and LeBron both died, but hey, it's a fight never.
It's fucking terrible. What did he get for that? What did he get for that Drake, guys? He got, what, 1 plate? Or he got 3 plates. But they actually just lost their win condition. Because the thing is, guys, now we have even Drakes, and these guys scale better, and they just want to fight. So it's 3 plates, yeah, on 2 waves. Oh, God.
Slow down the pace of the game to get to 2.5, 3 items, and maybe take a bit more here.
But they also forced 2 TPs. They forced Nook's TP and Adam's TP. This is super sloppy by BDS. Lebrov dies twice, literally. Oh no, he doesn't die. Oh, he does die there? Yeah, he does, because he gets flashed on by Caps. Lebrov dies 2 times in the same fight. Dude, the TPs are so shit there. Like, I don't know, guys. That was so garbage. Is that a communication issue? If Adam is pushing top and doesn't see Sion, he needs to tell them to not push, start drag. I mean, maybe he was saying he was going to come. I don't know what's going on in the comms. Clearly, something's fucked up.
It all goes completely astray. They end up chasing after Sheo. Sheo still has ult. He's not really going to fall to this. And it's a great ultimate from Caps, don't get me wrong. It sets up for the pick on towards Ice. But after that, they are way too far overextended, and they've invested everything to kill Ice. So when Nuke goes in, nobody has him. Adam is able to go forward. And BDS,
I mean, this isn't bad for G2. Let's be clear.
Kind of combat Lulu. I don't know if anyone was watching Mickey X in that fight, but he literally flashed.
They traded 2 for 2, but they got mid pressure. It's not actually that bad.
Like, screw 80 carry.
And they get pressure in bot, and they're going to get a turret in the end. So the net trade is actually extremely good for G2. I think most importantly, they just stopped the stacking of the Drake, which I think was BDS's greatest win condition. Like, the question here, guys, that we must ask is what happens if Aatrox gets a gold lead, right? What happens? What is the win condition of Aatrox getting a gold lead? And the answer is nothing. Like, do you think you're going to get onto Aurelion Sol or Jinx? They have Lulu with Wild Growth. They have Sion and Rel for Peel, right? You have Cleanse. So, like, is Adam better pull off some epic flank with this fucking lethality Aatrox, because he's not going to do anything to the front line. I know this. He flashes into one-shot Jinx and gets polymorphed and died. Sounds good. And if Poly's down, then the Jinx just gets Wild Growth. He flashes in, gets polymorphed, then Q-stunned by Yike. So I just don't think it's worth it. I think you need to create a pick there and TP in and aggressively go for the Drake, because you know what's better on Aatrox than 3 plates? Do you know what's better on Aatrox than 3 plates? It's Cloud Soul. Cloud Soul is fucking terrifying on Aatrox. Cloud Soul greater than 3 plates. Right? So now we don't get Cloud Soul. At least not for a very long time. Free Herald. Yep. Mr. Herald totally free. Because of Sion coming in. Hey guys, do you think it would be free Herald if we still had 2 TPs up, if we're BDS? So G2 is allowed to make this play because they cleared the TPs off, Broken Blade is there, and Aatrox is already motioning over. Would no TP have been fine had Ice hit his ult? I think they would have lived, but they still would have given up Drake, which is not really the point.
To drop waves and drop his CS to make these plays is why G2 were able to find these moments. Nuke was pushing on bot side. They didn't have TP.
So Aurelion Sol now has Rylai's, was unharassed in lane, has a gold lead, is basically, he's a wave down on CS. So, I mean, this is very bad for BDS. The scaling is just going to be super difficult for them to deal with. Oh my God. No, we didn't. No, we didn't, guys. We didn't do this. We didn't go lethality Varus into Sion Rel, did we? We didn't do that. Ice. Ice, baby. You have to go on hit Varus in this game. You got to do it.
Team back for yourself on the map. You already have both side towers down, so at least the moment you're ahead in the turret game when it comes to this. But Caps.
Nuke with the all-in, the swoop and boop as Dagger would like to call, but the ult in response, Nuke got the turret, will we trade it? Yes, he will. The Dex rocket as well gets rid of the minion wave, so Adam can't get the turret, while BDS ended up getting trade on, and that's huge for G2 in the defensive play.
Yeah, they're going to look for the pick on Yike, I think. You got Sheo's going to steal red buff, you got push in mid for Ice. Taking over the spot side jungle to
LDR game.
Space here for Adam to take this bot lane turret. Works out well.
He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to proc his passive ever. You know this Varus.
BDS ended up getting trade on, and that's Dagger would like to call, but the ult in response, Nuke got the turret, will we trade
All right, Nuke just commits suicide. Not a good trade. Now remember, they don't have TPs. And now Cyan's going to push through top side. We're going to trade tower for tower, kill for kill. But any even trade is actually beneficial for G2 right now. They're also pushing faster because they have 5 Void Grub buff. All right, here we go. And they have Demolish. Very helpful. Dagda and I are on the same wavelength. Demolish and 5 Void Grubs.
Been so to and fro. Arrow going to stop him at least. Hang on, BDS are actually coming in, so BB, without ulti available, has to pay respect. I was going to say, you either do the boss and you just dive.
Asol picks up the farm on the bot side, though.
The is quite large. Actually, just expired. But no.
Yep. Huge damage onto tier 2. So big win there for Gamers 2, the Samurai team. Can on hit Varus even walk up with that G2 comp? I mean, yes. They have a front line, theoretically. But, I mean, you pick. You definitely don't do anything with fucking Lethality Varus here. So, I don't know. There's not really a good option, but you definitely don't win with Lethality Varus. I mean, he can't walk up, but he also can't poke, so whatever. Maybe it's a wash. Oh, good. Mikhail's Crucible already done for the Lulu. I love watching Jinx never die. Can Azir be the DPS? No. Although he is smart to build Nashor's Tooth into haunting guys in this game. And the question is, can Azir be the BDS before Jinx and Aurelion Sol melt your whole team? And the answer is no.
You know that he likes pointing, and what he just did is point to the top right because Dragon's up in 15 seconds. Very well pointed, Dag. The second one it would be for either of these teams, one apiece so far. Doesn't look like we have solid Dragon stacking as G2 now come to join for the mid wave. Caps is top, but he has teleport available. I'm just looking there because it might be able to try to find a turret with Adam even moving up and then move to this play.
It's the G2 classic though. They don't really want a team fight right now. They know how.
Unless Giga Azir scoops Jinx. Well, if he wants to do that, he probably should have built Grasp, guys. I don't know. Do you guys see the Chovy game? The Chovy games? That's what you do if you're gonna protect the backline hyper carry.
Doesn't really matter for BDS. We're interested in fighting third, fourth. Let's just try and get as much gold into our pockets before we get to that point.
I mean, again, if we're talking about gold, still 1,000 gold behind, but again, it's that trailing from the early game. And I think we set it out nicely in the early game, Dagger, at least you did, you know, talking about the strength of ice. Well, we haven't seen it yet, but we know this Varus is strong. We know that Han Summer has given himself a bit more time with that set early game, almost to his second item as well. And we talked about the team fighting at G2.
Hey, guys, I'm really looking forward to what Adam does with his lead that he needed to get at the cost of, you know, they could have been on Soul Point right now. They could have been on Soul Point. But Adam needed those plates. He needed them. So he better fucking do something amazing with this lead that he has. I better be blown away. My mind... I need like that galaxy brain reaction. Just... That's what's going to happen to me with Adam's play, I'm sure.
Maybe look for Caps, who's very vulnerable if Nuke is able to get that swoop and boop. So there's a lot of plays you can make, but step one for BDS is mid-wave control into these side lanes. But with the mid-tower up...
Man, I just can't get over the fact that if there hadn't been that level 1 oopsie from G2, how one-sided this game would be.
BDS to enter onto the map because that Rift Herald still exists for G2.
And you know what's a brilliant point about yours about the pick as well? You look at some of the deep wards in G2's jungle, information on who is where at all times, right? Knowing where G2 are rotating, so you can make a more successful pick, and BDS can open up the map more. I like it, Dagda, but as we get the Herald down in mid, we're just waiting for that charge, and the range from G2 that won't bother stepping up because it's way too dangerous. So Herald gets damage done, but mid turret still stands here as we.
All right, just evening out damage on mid turrets with the Herald.
He didn't really need to be there. He stayed on bot side, farmed the gold that he needed for his Leandries, and now going to enter back onto the map, especially with 20 minutes.
Yep.
Just starting to crest over. You don't have crazy Baron take here for BDS, so they won't be able to rush it down. but it will give them the moment where potentially they could group up on the midway. Going to back away though. I think again, you're stronger as BDS when you can play for sides right now because Labrov can use that ult to constantly fish for picks.
After this series, Broken Blade said that they didn't scrim BDS this week, so either someone that they scrimmed leaked strats or the blind pick Scion gave it away. Ooh, okay. That's why they were topside. Like, the blind pick Scion is sus, but I bet you there were scrim leaks. Because I don't think this team, like, plans a level 1 around a blind side. Now, if they were doing pre-recorded draft and they had, like, 20 minutes to think about it, maybe they would have guessed that. But I don't think they guessed it in the, you know, the load-in time. I think it was a scrim leak, almost certainly. Club Reds, hello. Where did you hear that? Broken Blade said? Where did Broken Blade say that? Because I find that very interesting. What am I munching on? Chicken and kimbap. Donkatsu kimbap. Roasted chicken.
When you look at BDS though, what they want to try and do is get a nice line drawn onto this side of the map.
On PGL, all right, I'll look at it.
Play aggressive here as the Azir onto this bot lane turret, but you can see how much defense is coming through actually as I hold on to that.
You're okay. It's just BB for the time being.
I mean, that's what I was talking about at the start of my review. I was like, I don't know how they would know to be there topside because they were set up for a lane swap. And I thought exactly like Broken Blade did, where it's like, it was either the blind Scion was the tell. But I don't think BDS would have figured that out. That's a scrim leak, 100%, I think. Fucking European teams. Dude, somebody scrimmed G2, and to try and get them eliminated by BDS, they passed BDS info. Because nobody can just straight up beat G2.
Caps is coming in with a falling star, but that's just to defend mid lane turret and I guess not give BDS the advantage.
And that's what I was going to say is basically what BDS were trying to do was get control over the jungle so then they can push in towards the tier 2s. G2 need to respond to that, and then you can open up to rotate on towards the mid lane tower. But with the position that G2 are in, they then blow the double TP, hoping they can find the pick and shut down this pressure. BDS respected though, back away, and now we're back into the play on mid though.
I mean, the Sky's Ascend is available, the damage is good onto Ice, but he gets back immediately. You can see again, this engage is not over as Broken Blade runs into a wall. Yike now trying to run into Ice, but it forces them off with mid lane tower. But let's not forget this game has been trading back and forth since minute 1. Top side, Adam gets a turret, opens, pushes, adds pressure of his own, and Nuke is doing this.
All right, Adam's a big carry, guys. Adam is that guy. He's the one who's 2,500 gold ahead. He is literally the entire gold gap in this game. So farming up this Aatrox was a big priority for this team. They sacrificed being on Soul Point. We could have been on Soul right now. So you better do something epic.
So in the grand scheme of things, you're going to have this dragon in 20 seconds. You're going to have these resets. Ice and Labrov can still aggressively shove mid. You can still contest for dragon. And BDS can look to try and close the game in that way.
I think the comparison is a vacuum cleaner versus an aeroplane, Dagda. You know, what's going to suck more? Like a hole in the aeroplane?
I was going to say definitely an airplane.
Depends.
As strong as your vacuum. Airplanes fly.
Yeah, but I'm talking about a hole in it. You know, you're up 30,000, 40,000 feet. There's a hole in the side of the airplane. Versus a small vacuum cleaner, right? Obviously, I know which one I would like to experience, especially fear of flying. I should have brought that up.
Of a plane,
Yeah, that does suck as well. Arrow did fly through. Now, Labrov has cooldown reduction to a degree, but not to the most part. That's still off the cooldown. Yike now trying to pull in Sheo, but he runs out as well. We're 5 men.
BDS actually brain dead team. They had such a big lead early, and they bleed away slowly. They never had tempo. They should have just stacked Drakes. That was the mistake that they made, was they were prioritizing plates instead of fucking actual dragons.
Almost to his detriment. BDS get tagged off the back end, but so does Mickey here as Dragon is
now here we are.
staring them in the face.
G2 don't feel comfortable to commit to the play, and I thought maybe they just go with the Sky's Descend onto Ice, get that flash out, but with Ice being this low, he's going to have to play very respectful anyway. They just took him for the poke. Yeah, Mickey's, they know he's gone. Which
basically means somebody leaked it unless you think BDS actually have brains. I think their coaching staff has brains, so their coach might have detected it. But these players would have never seen anything like a lane swap before, so it was a leak. I'd say it's 90% a leak.
Arrow flies through, not sure where it was going, but it's now down again. Yike gonna get tagged out as well. BDS are definitely the healthier ones apart from Ice, who now eats the lettuce. And it's really good protein, apparently. Actually, it's not. Don't listen to me. Lettuce doesn't have protein in it, I think.
Very hydrating.
Yeah, it's hydrating. There you go. More important here. Wave clear from G2 comes through again. There's the flash and the Magnet Storm as well. Not hitting Yike. A bit of a whiff as teleport comes through, but G2 are already on the back end of this fight, even without Adam coming in. Yike is down. That's
Adam's ulting.
as the world ender flies through for BDS.
Careful, Brilliant's ult. All right, on someone had to cleanse. Oh god.
Once over as Caps now gets out of range. Sky Splitter tags him off. Mickey, speaking of getting tagged, is getting run down by Ice. Just out of range, if only just the Yomu's pop.
Ice.
Go again. Broken Blade running in, charging, saving his life. He's getting run down by Ice.
Why? Why? Ice. Ice, baby. Okay? What are we doing? What are we doing? You have no sums. You already used your flash. You know what's cool? Getting soul point. You know what's cool? Getting soul point. Mid tower or soul point. You know what's not cool? Killing a fucking Lulu. Who cares?
Just out of range, if only just the Yomu's pop. Here we go again. Broken Blade running in. Tags him off. Mickey, speaking of getting tagged, he's getting run down by Ice. Just out of range, if only just the Yomu's pop. Here we go again.
He literally is just shielding himself, running around. Oh, God.
The hero lumberjack they need is there, but BDS, they start the Baron, are going to try and run this down.
They've TP'd in. G2 want to try and...
Broken Blade playing this super well.
Ice being dead is massive. They want to make sure
I mean, Caps is going to get there. He's fucking Aurelion Soul. I can't believe they got that. Well, credit to them. It was all a ruse, guys. Ice committed suicide so that they could get Baron.
Cannot set up in the front of the pit as soon as he wants to, and then it's abandoned pit for the rest of BDS. But Dragon is still there. G2 will get something, but that was so close to being BDS blowing open this game. The Baron should definitely help them in getting some of these towers, but we see it here. Nuke flashes immediately as Yike goes in with the flash Q. Yike then goes for the crash down, but there's no one there, so he's overextended. They finish some of these towers, but we see it here. Nuke flashes immediately as Yike goes in with the flash Q. Yike then goes for the crash down, but there's no one there, so he's overextended. They finish him off. I'm a jungler down. G2 know that they have to try and run. Labrov's doing a great job of finding those slows, but the overextension then on bot lane from Ice, little bit of an unhappy play as Mickey has the happy feet to escape away from him.
Yeah, definitely unhappy play for sure, because now with Baron BDS's lost all sound. Oh, we're back. Never mind. We were giving a silent thought for G2 in this game one because it's looking very BDS favored all of a sudden. It's a 5k gold lead just about. The Baron power play is racking up the points as well with the inner turret getting shredded down by that super mega cannon mini while Caps getting caught out. He goes golden chains of corruption there, but Caps is not going to be dropping down. The singularity follows through.
Sure, just getting melted for funsies.
Can't get out of there. He's getting chased up as Broken Blade holds his in, but Adam now to flank and the falling star.
Oh, the heals though. Ice used his heal.
LeBron also poking out, and G2 can't finish the job. The stun turret, an absolute nuisance. And again, BDS managed to walk away with an advantage.
G2 toss everything onto the volley bear, who gets the ult, who gets the Sunder Sky, who gets the Frenzy Maul heal as well, and just does not go down. He just barely managed to escape, and then Adam as well. The healing keeping him topped up. The tower goes down. They get a kill in response. And BDS back out onto the map faster. They want to start making sure no one at G2 can get out of this, but we're going to catch it in the replays.
Oh, again.
Engage onto Cap. Sheo immediately with the follow-up, but the
he can't get his Q stun down because of the Zonias.
Then Sheo runs back through the tower. Nuke is able to finish it off, but everyone on G2 is focusing Sheo. And then what?
It's crazy that he lives through this.
Gets the ult, gets the heal, gets the Sunder Sky through. All the healing keeping him top up as the rest of BDS then able to focus on damaging Yike in the back line. Now BDS
is Aurelion helping? Oh, Aurelion's doing fine. Aurelion has ult too.
Shining light for G2 at this point because the rest is BDS favored. Man, we're talking about a curse here. We're talking about BDS in winter not being able to pick up a game in this upper bracket final. But this must be a new BDS because game one is looking red hot for them to open things up.
Is it?
3 has been the scoreline between these two teams. So then immediately
Man, again, this level 1 really fucked up G2. The level 1 that BDS could not have possibly have predicted. It's so sus.
And now BDS, they need to match still G2 when it comes to the damage. And at the moment, they will back away, but they got what they came for.
They definitely did. It was a 3K Baron power play. The gold lead on top of your screen is at 6,000. While G2 can, yes, play the mid game well. I mean, still for BDS, they are a great team fighting team. It is how they've won games. Cast your mind back to the Vitality series of this set playoffs. And there's a game in there you're like, hang on a minute, BDS have won that. It's a great team fight again. That sealed the deal on the best of 3. So again, you have faith in BDS so far. But we'll have to see, because the Dragon's coming up in a minute 45. We chill out for a bit before the Baron. That spawns about 40 seconds after it. I want to point out...
Right, having the rune just take pop shots to the towers. G2 kind of need to play up aggressive like you're seeing. Get BDS before they can approach onto the towers, but as long as you're keeping G2 back in their base, they never get to establish vision for a Dragon, for a Baron. And if I'm BDS, screw Dragon, take Baron, crack open the game, and crack open Caps' skull.
Another arrow.
Back in their base, they never get
Arrows on the Caps have been good.
For a Dragon, for a Baron, and if I'm BDS, screw Dragon, take Baron, crack open the game, and crack open Caps' skull.
Another arrow. Lebrov is hitting him again. Flash away from Caps, and he's on a flight path. Maybe he's going home, I'm not sure. For G2, they get out safely, but again, it's just these arrows from Lebrov. Even if they're off screen, this dude is hitting them left, right, and center. And I'm getting the Blitzcrank vibes again. You know, as we saw last split, like Lebrov, every Blitzcrank hook, someone needs to check his PC. I think after this game again, I'm just going to look over to the stage. It is Lebrov. It is Lebrov, I can't confirm. But again, I got to give him respect. I know it was him because, like I said, last split, he was popping off on Blitzcrank. One of the best engaged pick supports here in the LEC I've found at the start of this year. And every time he lands on the Caps, you see Zhonya's used last time. Flash used this time as well. Caps does have the Zhonya's for the next route, but remember again, without that Flash, if he gets caught out and locked down with CC, he's dead.
G2 just spotted, I think the Labrov wanted to reset, so that's why they're starting to play aggressive in the mid wave. He started to recall on a ward, placed the ping, cleared it out, and now G2 say, hey, you don't have the numbers advantage. Ice, also no edge of nice, but I don't think they're quite able to capitalize on it just yet. Will give themselves mid-control, though, as they start to move and drift in towards this Dragon here.
Blade is tanky enough. 3 items for this guy as well, and he's got Jack shows, so staying in combat is such a plus for him. Trying to poke them out as G2 walking in. Remember, the Skies Descend is back up available for Caps as well on this 4 item.
Yeah, he's got his fat ult.
With Krypton just picked up. BDS trying to do their best to hold this way. We're looking at side lanes, they're pushing in and pressuring, but maybe it doesn't matter. Onslaught coming through onto Ice. It's Broken Blade in the back line, and he takes the chains corruption while Adam is getting poked. They're playing front to back. G2 again.
Oh my god. There goes their gold lead. So watch Adam. He's walking up. Is he flanking? Nah. He comes in versus the tanky Azir. He then gets his spell shield blown and then focused, and Yike just jumps over the wall, and then they Breath of Light him and kill him with a Jinx ult. It's actually a super clever call. The skies will fall. I could hear Adele once more because she did the theme to the Bond movie Skyfall. She sang the theme song to Skyfall with Daniel Craig. That's a fucking great call. Well done.
G2 pull the trigger. They get it on Ice. They get it on Adam. They get it off of Labrov, and they go in immediately. New spot on the ward though. He's in no man's land.
He is.
Yeah, Ace all threw down his black hole, and Adam couldn't move. Died. Yeah, I know. He literally just got giga focused by Breath of Light and Jinx autos. Good thing though. Good thing he got out that extra gold. His 3,000 gold lead really mattered, you know, guys. Was that hysterics? It's hysterics, yeah. This is hysterics casting.
No edge of night. Immediate engage from BB. You see Adam loses his Age of Night, immediate engage from Yike. They're playing off of these timers as soon as
Gerbils, show me on the doll where Aurelion Sol touched you.
Chase down is massive. Caps having the Sky's Descent, that AoE slow is huge because not only does it get Labrov, it slows Sheo enough for Mickey, able to speed up, or well, flash in, polymorph, slow, set up.
Aatrox is scaling, guys. Don't worry about it.
And it's just overextension from BDS. They didn't need to take that fight. They wanted to try and play it slow, but Hansam and Cap so well protected. They're just able to find that moment to fight back.
While I'm, talking about reliving the past and seeing G2 just win another fight in a game that maybe they shouldn't be looking to win.
Haircut looking clean, thank you.
Be real, we talked about the scale.
I don't play anymore.
The last fight. 7,000 damage on this Aurelion Sol, 400 stacks picked up. Also, Hansama is starting to beef up a bit with the damage numbers as well. Just looks so minimal because Cap.
He touched me where the stars don't shine.
It's set up. It's the perfect team fight in G2 now. They picked up the Dragon, putting us on a 3-minute timer until Sol. BDS are looking for a pick themselves, but G2 have no.
Aurelion Sol made me go in his black hole. He forced me into his black hole.
Blade and Adam can also join in. So this can turn into a 5v5 at any given moment.
It's as soon as Cap shows on this.
Why is Sheo thinking wasting flash there? It doesn't matter. It looks bad, and it is bad, but do you think that's really going to be the difference in this game, whether a fucking 35-minute Volibear has flash or not? It's not.
Forcing so heavy on the bot side. Cap still holding off mid. New gets tagged down as well. Adam is going after La La Land himself. Wonder what it's like over there as Yike is trying to play between.
He doesn't realize.
Why did Ice go poke Varus into Scion Rail? I don't fucking know, man. I talked about that earlier. It's alright, he has Sereldas. Don't worry about it. They killed Aurelion Sol. They did it. Hansama just flashing at them. Broken Blade doing his job. Nice zoning. All right, let's go kill tier 2 and bot. It's fine.
G2 with one. They're the ones with Baron and Eve, and no, Nuke saves the day. Hansama starts feeling himself on this jinx.
Oh my god, Hansama is feeling himself? Hansama literally touching himself on Summoner's Rift. BB played really well. He did. I agree. He's been good in playoffs. He's been good in general. I don't understand why people hate him. I think he's been playing really well. Lol, just end. It won't not matter, so it will matter? All right, Adam is up in 5 seconds, so it won't not matter. It will matter. Got it. It didn't matter because he just got a last hit out of somebody who was going to die anyway. Nice. Nice job by Yike. Nice X flash. Oh, Adam! Maybe it won't not matter. Broken Blade is giga tanky, though. He has a Q. Oh. I guess it did matter in that they lost 2 people because Adam came back up. Ice got baited in. Adam using that, he's teleport inting. All right, so now the Aurelion Sol is killed. Nuke, you cannot fight the Aurelion Sol. You can't do it. You can't do it. You're dead. Ah, yes, the suicide train. My favorite strategy.
And look at the death timers. 30 seconds on Adam, 50 seconds onto Nuke, and a soul on the table in 30 seconds for G2. That was the moment where BDS could have fought back. They thought they had the win, but they didn't coordinate. They didn't join up, and G2, that moment of hesitation from BDS.
Ah, the French.
Well, round 2, teleport comes in, electric boogaloo.
Hey, this is like round 16.
Yeah, true. It's just round 2 in the base. If we put a timer or a tag down everywhere, we've had a fight to be different.
What would this stream be without drunk Orson Welles, guys? Where would we be? Adam's back. He's consequential, guys.
You need caps. That's a start with some of the damage as well from Adam, but his Edge of Night has been popped Again, poked at the reach from Ice as Adam continues to chase on down, but
What makes LEC and LCK more enjoyable to watch than LCS? Quality? Yes. But I wouldn't argue that this is very enjoyable to watch.
Arrow hits a scion, means nothing.
LEC has not been great. I mean, G2's been playing pretty well this game in spite of that early game deficit. Imagine if they have Cloud Soul. Oh, man. G2 has Cloud Soul. You know what's definitely terrible with Cloud Soul? Jinx, Aurelion Soul, Rel. Man, if only BDS had focused on Drakes, maybe they wouldn't be in this position.
But the problem is that, as you rightly pointed to yourself on the screen, Hansama nearly at full build as well, having picked up the last Whisper. And this is where he's just going to be able to tear through so much the front line from BDS. But this lethality is just not getting the value you need against the
Who thought APA would be the real meta trendsetter? I mean, you do realize that other people like Jovi and Showmaker have been playing Aurelion Soul in the regular split this year, right? I know you're just joking, though.
The game that should have been BDS is thrown away, and Hansama, he's now here to stay. He's full build on Jinx as Baron now spawns. No other timer coincides with it, and remember, broken inhibitor in the bottom side, that wave is eventually going to become a problem. So G2 are playing, no, they're not playing patient, not at all. They're just finding a pick on the Sheo. Stormbringer out as Yike's angle actually really good. Magnustorm on the nuke, he has to disengage at half HP. The skies now descend again, the damage is just busted. He flies on in, gets stopped by a couple of soldiers.
Lebrov is just by himself, getting Flash Glitter Lanced and then Breath of Light. Very nice, very nice. Ah, the French Death Train has always been celebrated for its excellence. There is a California Death Train inspired by that same French excellence. It's called the LCS. Good thing Adam got that gold lead, guys. Very well played. He's going for the Penta. Sheo, don't be a bitch. Oh my god, he's such a bitch. Oh, he got the slow with Rylai's? Yes! Alright, good. Sheo, come on, buddy. Just give it to him. Am I excited for the LCS Massacre and MSI? Oh, I am, dude.